Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be playing a solo game of Endeavor Deep Sea. Today's mission is the Call of the Ocean. Let's get rolling. All right, and I'm all set up to play the first mission, the Call of the Ocean of Endeavor Deep Sea. And so if you're new to the channel, welcome. There's always chapter markers down in this description so you can skip ahead to where you like to go. And just be aware that I don't claim to be an expert in any of the games I play. This isn't necessarily a how to play, but I'll explain some things as I go. It's not a strategy video. I am just going to play this game because I want to play it, and it's not too difficult to throw a camera up there. But if you're interested in the game, or you just are trying to think about maybe making a purchasing decision, or you want to understand how to play a little bit better, or you just want to see what it's like to play it solo, welcome, you're in the right place. Now, when you play Endeavor Deep Sea solo, your goal is to try and achieve 4 of the 7 goals. So 4 of them are scenario specific here on the impact board, and then the other 3 are going to be revealed as we play those bonus goals up there. I'm pretty confident I'll get 4. I might get 5. I really don't expect to get 6 or 7. That's not where I'm at. And then the solo game is 1 round longer than the either co-op or competitive game. So I've got here 3 bonus goals for the first 3 rounds, and then 4 of these setback cards. So at the beginning of each round, we'll reveal one of these cards, and when that deck is empty and we finish that round, that'll be the end of the game. So the goals that are available here for a solo game, the first goal is to have a total of 20 or more points between this impact board. So some of these hexes score points, as well as your journals, as well as any special scoring criteria from your tier 5 specialists once they've been promoted. There's also a goal here to have 8 or more sonar discs in the ocean, 5 or more journal discs in the ocean, and 6 or more conservation discs in the ocean. And then before we get started, there are 9 of these tier 5 specialists, and they're all unique. So let's randomize them a little, just shuffle them real quick. Because again, they're all unique, and I'd like it to be random. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We have, I can't read these too far away, an ichthyologist, a biogeographer, and an adventurer. And each of those, if promoted, has a unique scoring ability as well. And so we also, for this setup, need to draw 1 random tile right here for the surface level. So I've got the first 3 zones here to my right a little bit. We'll shuffle this one up. Zones 4 and 5 are up there in that corner. I don't expect to use those at all in this scenario, but there they are. I do have the mini expansions because I have the deluxe version of the game. So I have Orca Reintroduction, Underwave Academy, and Robotic Wanderer in zones 1, 2, and 3 respectively. So those may or may not make an appearance. So let's reveal 1 random zone 1, and we have Dying Reef. So a lot of conservation spaces there, as well as a journal space. So let's complete the setup now. We place the first vessel in the launch zone, the Sea Star, and for that I gain 1 disc. And now the first round starts. So let's start by revealing the first bonus goal. And it is scholarly. So we need to have leftover research on this research track at the end, at least 6, which is a space right here. So I have managed to accomplish that one before, so that's not a bad thing to go after. Between the journaling, the conservation, and the sonar, you need to have 5, 6, and 8 discs. So they get, I feel, progressively more difficult in that order. I'd rather go for 5 journals than go for 8 sonars. It's just more actions. But I've also found that, or I think that sonar is more important in the beginning of the game to sort of build out the map. I haven't been very good at actually following through with that, but I think it's probably a sound strategy. Maybe I'll try it now. So after revealing that bonus goal, now we get to recruit, and I'm at level 1 here. So somebody from this tier 1. And I think I'm going to start with this one. The pilot. I kind of like this one. It gives you an impact right away, gives you a movement ability, and then when you do promote them, you can get both this green track, which I think is ingenuity, and the yellow track, which is coordination. So it's nice to get 2 bonuses. But let's grab that impact marker right now and place it somewhere on this board. And I think I'll start here with blue, which is ingenuity, so I can move this track up 1. It'd be nice to get another sub out quickly, or another vessel. So then the next step here is I gain 1 disc, and then I can retrieve 1 disc, which is on my team leader at the start of the game, and now I can start taking actions. And I'm going to start by moving. So I'm going to place a disc on this pilot, and I can move 1 space, and I have to stay at depth 1. So I'm going to move over to here and gain 1 more ingenuity, which now gives me my other vessel. So that happened quickly. So I place it here, and that gains me another disc. So pretty good start. And so now I'm going to use the team leader to sonar, I think. So I place a disc there, and then a disc, I guess, in either of these spots. And I might as well, I don't know that it really matters. I guess I'll put it here. So sonar at zone 1 or 2. And let's stick with the surface for now. So let's grab 2 zone 1s and reveal what they are. So we've got the atoll and the calm seas. And I think I'm going to go with the atoll. It gives me 1 ingenuity, so that advances 1, and then 1 disc. And I'll place it here on this side, and I need to add some dive tokens as well. This one just goes on the bottom of the stack now. So we will likely not see that again. All right, so here's 4 dive tokens. And then I have 2 more discs left, but I have no more team members that I can activate. So that's going to have to be the end of the turn, but at least I can carry over these 2 discs. And then I've got, this is column A now, so I've got 1 more column I could start over here, and then I'll only be able to go down from that point. Because most scenarios, I think, are 5 columns wide, and that includes this scenario. So with that, we're going to start round 2, and that starts by revealing the next bonus goal. This one's called Resourceful, so I need to get my coordination and ingenuity tracks at 22 points or more. So that's this 3rd yellow track and this 4th blue track. And so each of these spaces are numbered, and they're just sequential, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so these last ones are 10, 11, and 12. And of course, they loop around. So if I need to get to 22, I either need them both at 11 at a minimum or 10 and 12 one way or another at a minimum. So I find these to be some of the easiest goals to achieve, the coordination and ingenuity one, and then the reputation and inspiration one. But of course, now that I've said that, I'll probably not achieve it. So that's something to work towards anyway. So now I can recruit again. I'm still at the first space on this reputation track, so I've got to recruit from that first column. And I think I'm going to grab this one this time. Who is this? This is a sonar operator because, like I said, I think it might make sense to try and build out some of this map a little bit early on. So that'll help me to do that. And then I gain 1 more disc, and then I can retrieve 1 disc. And I'm going to take this one from the team leader since the team leader is so flexible and can do all the actions. I don't really anticipate needing to move that badly. I'll probably do 2 sonar actions. Oh, and I forgot, when I took this this recruit, I also moved this yellow track up once. That didn't affect anything that I did. So let's start by having this sonar operator operate some sonar. And this time I'll do this space here where I've also got a vessel. And I think I'll do another surface zone. Let's finish building out the top. So I take the next 2 tiles, flip them over, and I have remote anchorage and decommissioned oil rig. And so I see right now I've already got enough journal spaces on the map to achieve this goal, and I have enough sonar spaces to achieve this goal, but I don't have enough conservation spaces available. So I'm going to take the decommissioned oil rig to get more conservation. So I'm going to put this one on the bottom, and that's it for the surface, so I shouldn't need that stack again. This goes here, and as my discovery bonus, I get 1 on this track and 1 research. And I'll stick with my plan. I'll have the team leader do another sonar action, and I'll do that here. And I'll take from zone 2 now, so the top 2 off of this stack. we've got Shipwreck and Dolphin Pods. And Shipwreck's got a neat effect, but I think I'm going to take Dolphin Pods. Because it gives you a lot on this green Ingenuity track. So where do I want to put it? Maybe I'll put it here for now. But just like there's so much green stuff going on that could really help get this track up. And my discovery bonus is 1 on the green track and 1 on the blue track. That's Ingenuity and, Inspiration and Ingenuity. And then I need to add 3 dive tokens. There we go. And I don't have any discs left, and I don't have any places to put discs, so that's going to be the end of round 2. So let's start round 3 now, and that starts by revealing the next bonus goal. And this will be the last bonus goal. This one is called Synergistic. So to achieve this goal, I would need 11 or more zones with at least 1 disc or vessel at the end of the game. And right now I'm at a grand total of 2. So yeah, 11's a lot. I would need all of row 1 and all of row 2 and then something else in zone 3 as well. Or, any other combination of 11, but you get the idea. So now I can recruit. I'm still at the very first space on this one. So I'm going to recruit this last person here, Reef Diver, who can dive. And I get 1 reputation for that. And now I gain 2 discs because I went up a level on Inspiration. And now I can retrieve 2 discs. And so I think I'll take 1 from the team leader and probably also from the pilot. I don't think I need to do more sonar right now. I think I probably want to do some diving so that I get research that I can spend on journaling. So let's have this Reef Diver go ahead and dive, and we'll take a token from, here. The stack's a little higher. And so I can get 3 research or 1 disc. So I don't have to decide right now. Let's have the pilot move this vessel. Now I can move up to 2 spaces, and I can move up to depth 2. So let's go down here to this depth 2 space. I gain 1 inspiration for that. And I'm just trying to spread out a little bit, thinking of synergistic here, trying to put tokens on more spaces. So I think I'm going to journal in this space. So I'll use the team leader for that. And I'll do this yellow one here. And so I guess I do have to spend this dive token to make that happen. So I'll put the spent ones up here. So I'm gaining 3 DNA, or not, it looks like DNA, but it's research. And this was a yellow spot. I want to take this yellow one here. And that costs 3, so I'm back to 1. And this allows me to move the inspiration track up twice and promote 1 specialist. And I think I'm going to promote the Reef Diver just to get this into the next tier, as much as I'd like to promote really both of them. But so this goes back into the supply. Flip over. I get another reputation. And now this is an underwater photographer who can dive or journal. So this doesn't really have anything else it can do. I'm just going to set it to the side. And I do need to replace that anchor journal with a new journal. And I want that one for this action here. That's pretty great. It allows you to conserve on a space that you're not, or a zone that you're not in, so long as you have a vessel at that depth. So I could reach these other zones without having to go there. That would be pretty cool. But that's all I can do for this round. So we're going into round 4. So we start off now by drawing a setback card. So this one says, Government Intervention. All players return 1 disc from a depth 1 or depth 2 zone of their choice to their supply. I hate this one. This one is going to make, it'll make this sonar one probably not happen. I'm going to return this to the supply. So that way I at least have a disc everywhere in each zone that I already had one. So this can be discarded now. And now I recruit, and I can recruit from a tier 2. And I think I'm going to grab this specialist, the ecologist, because I don't have, outside of my team leader, anyone who can conserve yet. So there is no immediate bonus for this specialist. So I gain 3 discs. And now I can remove 2 discs from some of my specialists. So I'll take the team leader one again because it's versatile. Now I need to take one of these 2. And I think I'll take the pilot. I think they're most likely to get, if I'm going to promote somebody, it'll probably be the pilot because they get more bonuses than the sonar operator. And I think I'll start by diving. Let's grab a dive token. And that's going to come from here. And this will get me 3 research or 1 impact marker. And I think I just want to spend this right now and grab the research. So I go from 1 to 4. And I'm going to move again. I'm going to use the pilot to move. So let's move this one up to 2 spaces and we'll go here. So I get an impact marker for that. And I'll keep moving across the bottom. I'll grab an ingenuity. So that's at the 3rd level now. And I'm actually going to use my team leader to journal. And I'm going to go to this green space here. So that gets me a disc on that zone. And I'm going to take this new one I revealed that costs 4. So I'm down to 0 research. But now this one comes with these actions, so I can move off of that zone. I don't have to worry about being on these zones to do conservation actions there anymore. So the immediate bonus is I get 2 reputation, which gets me to the 3rd tier, and I can promote 1 specialist. And I thought it was going to be the pilot, but it's actually going to be the ecologist because promoting the pilot will not change any of the tiers of any of my tracks, but this one will. So I'll promote the ecologist. I get 2 yellow or 2 coordination. So now I can remove up to 3 of these discs at the start of each round. And now let's replace that journal card. All right. And I've got 1 disc left, but you need 2 discs to conserve, so neither of these are any good. I can't use that conserve. I could dive, but I don't have a vessel anywhere where there's a dive token, so I'm just going to have to hold on to that disc for the next round. So let's start round 5 with a setback. This one is volcanic activity. All players move all of their vessels 2 zones up or as far as they can go. So it's just going to be this one. It's going to go up to here. And then players do not get the arrival bonus from moving. So that's it for that card. And so now I can recruit any level 1, 2, or 3 specialist, and I'm going to recruit this ROV operator. So there's no immediate bonus with this one, but they can move and dive. It's not an either or, but both. And then after they're recruited, your reputation goes up twice. But no immediate bonus. So now I gain 3 discs. And I can recover 3 discs. And let's grab these 2 from a junior specialist and then 1 from the team leader. And now I can start. And I'm going to use that ROV operator immediately. And they can move and dive. And so I'm going to start by having them move. And I can go up to 3 zones now. So 1, 2, 3. The arrival bonus is 1 on the coordination track. And then the second action is to dive. So I'm going to dive here. Take this token. And so I can get either 4 research or I could advance any 1 track. And I think I'll spend it right away to get the 4 research. Since I don't have any, I'm going to need it. There we go. And now I'm going to have the team leader journal. I'm going to do that right here on this brown journal space here and take this one because it's free. There's no research cost. So we reveal a new journal now. And the only benefit on this one is, there's one. It's worth 1 point at the end of the game, and then I can promote 1 specialist. And so I'm going to promote the pilot now. So the pilot is now a skipper, and I immediately get 1 inspiration and 1 coordination. So both of those tracks are 1 space away from being in the next tier. So that's probably a good thing. I'll just set this card aside. And so next, I'm going to take the sonar operator action and use the sonar in this zone here, and I'm going to do depth 2. So we have submerged cave system and sea turtle migration. And I think I'm going to go with sea turtle migration. That one's pretty interesting. Although the caves one is cool. I mean, they're all cool. They're just situational. So I get 1 reputation for this one and 1 inspiration, which gets that to the 4th tier. And now I will have the skipper take a move action. And I'll move down into that sea turtle migration space and get 1 coordination to advance that to the next tier as well. And since I've just got the 1 disc left, I might as well spend it here and take the dive action this zone here, and there's only 1 option. It's 4 research. I think that's pretty helpful. 5, 6, 7, 8. Because I need to start conserving soon, and that's going to cost something. So that's the end of that round. We're going into round 6, I believe. So we grab another setback. This one is Protected Waters. So in this one, you find the depth 3 zone that contains the most discs, and then if tied, you choose one. Return all those discs to their owner's staging areas and set aside any vessels there. Discard the zone and replace it with the top zone from the depth 3 stack, and then place the set-aside vessels in the new zone. And it doesn't say this on the card, but I did ask on BGG, and I got a response from one of the game designers. You do not gain the arrival bonus in this case either. I wasn't sure about that because, like the last one, volcanic activity calls out players do not gain the arrival bonus for moving, and I think there just wasn't enough space to print that on this card, so it's not stated there, but that's still the case. In any event, I don't have any depth 3 zones, so this one's done. It's kind of a freebie. So now I can recruit a specialist up to tier 3, and I think I'm going with this one. So that's the field researcher. They do not have any immediate bonuses, but they have a single action sonar and journal, and I think those are both things that I need to probably do. So hopefully I can make good use of that. So now I gain 4 discs. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can retrieve 4 discs. So let's take this one since it's a double action. And this one, since it's versatile, and then I need to grab 2 more. And it's probably going to be these 2 since they give me a little bit more flexibility. So what am I going to do now? Well, let's start here because this is pretty interesting. Let's have this specialist do the conserve action in this zone. And so these are both the same. I might as well take this one. So it's going to cost me 2 research. And then I can, it's like the sonar action. So I can add a new zone between depths 1 and 3. And so I'll do depth 2. So we'll take the next 2. And we have resupply modules and ledge elevator. And I'm going to go with ledge elevator because it's got a journal spot on it. And I feel like I need some more journal opportunities. So let's place it right here. And so the discovery bonus is a reputation and a coordination, and then I need to add 3 dive tokens. So there we go. And then this bonus is whenever you take one of these actions, you can then take a move action from that zone. And so I might as well, and I'll just go to this new zone here. So I get 1 ingenuity. I need to start pushing that track a little bit, and let's straighten those out. And I think now is a good time to use this new field researcher. So let's place a disc there, and I can take a sonar action and a journal action in whatever order I want. So I definitely want a journal here. The question is, which journal am I going to grab? And I think I'm going to take the one where I can just spend less research. So I go down 2 to grab this one. So we replace it. And I gain 1 reputation, which gets that up to the next tier, and I can promote 1 specialist. And I think it'll be this one. So this flips over, this disc goes to the supply, and now I gain 1 coordination, and now it's freed up this spot. So my acoustics engineer can now move or do the sonar action. And so there's nothing else on this card. I'll put it off to the side. And that was just the journal part of this. So I'm going to do the sonar now, and I'll do that here. So zone 1 or 2, and I'm going to pick zone 2, of course. So we can try and fill that out. And so we have Sunken Ruins and Underwave Academy. And I'm going with the Underwave Academy because this one is pretty cool. So I might as well demo it if I can. Give me a little flexibility. So this is going to go here. My discovery bonus is 2 discs, which is really nice. And then I need to add 1 dive token. And these 5 blue badges. So each of these badges has one of the basic actions on it with a slash. So you can add the badge to one of your tier 1 or 2 specialists. And so in place of one of their actions, they could also do this action. And so you earn one of those blue badges by arriving here. And then if you take any of these actions, and there's one of each, there's one sonar, one journal, one dive, and one conserve. When you take one of those, you can take any of your blue badges that's already on a specialist and flip it over to the red side, and then it's a plus instead of an or. So it gives them the ability to do more. So that's really cool. We'll see if I can get there. But I think I'm going to try and take these conserve actions now. So I'm going to place one here to conserve on another space where I don't have a vessel in the same row. And I think I'll go over to this decommissioned oil rig, and I'll spend one research to go there. So I'm down to 3 research, and the bonus is 1 step on the ingenuity track. And now I'm actually going to go to this specialist, the ROV operator, who can move and dive. So I'm going to dive first and take a token from here. I don't know that it matters. I'll take this one. And this gets me up to 3 research or 1 move action. And I'll move this sub, I think, or vessel, just 1 space over. And so I gain an impact marker as the arrival bonus, and I'll place that here, which will get me another disc. There we go. And I actually think I'm going to take a sonar action, believe it or not, with the acoustics engineer here. And I'll place this here, which gets me 1 ingenuity and 1 research. And that ingenuity gets me my 3rd vessel, which goes to the launch zone and gets me another disc. So hopefully that was wise. And so now I'm going to have my team leader do a conservation action here, which costs 1 research and gets me 1 coordination. That now gets that into the 5th tier, and 1 impact marker, which I'll place, I think, here and get a research for it. So I can't take any more actions. I'm going into the last round. I'm thinking I'm still going to aim for this resourceful one. I think I can get these tracks moving. I'm also thinking that I'm going to be in 11 different zones, because I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I only need 3 more zones, and I can have a disc or a vessel in the zone. So if I just move around a little bit, I don't even have to necessarily take all the actions. So that's looking like a good possibility. I might be able to do leftover research, depending on how I play things. Dive tokens are not too hard to get. And I only need 1 more journal action, or 1 more journal disc. So that's not looking too bad. So that's probably my path to 4, with conserve being a potential backup, because I've got 1, 2, 3 conservation sites out of 6. So I could definitely wrap up the conservation just on this zone here. So let's go into the last round. Let's check this last setback, and it is exhaustion. Oh no! Well, there goes that. Each player returns 1 disc of their own from a conservation site of their choice to their staging area. Well, I think I'll take this one, because that could be a beneficial spot to use again, and it goes to my staging area, which is kind of nice. So it's not the worst setback card I could have drawn. So now we're going to the last round. I can recruit up to a tier 4 specialist this time, and I think I'm going to go with the vessel captain, because they could be very useful in boosting that blue track and helping me get around a little bit in this last round. So I get to advance the ingenuity track once. Let's just line these up a little bit. Okay, and now I gain 4 discs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can recover 5 discs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 of them out there. So we're going to leave 1 on the skipper, because that one's the least versatile. That one only allows me to move, where all the others do multiple things. Okay, let's start with this ROV operator who can move and dive. I'm going to start by diving, and I'll dive, doesn't really matter, from here. And so now I've got 2 of these dive tokens. I must spend 1 immediately. And so this one gives me 3 research or 1 movement. This one is 3 research or advance your lowest track. I'll hold on to the advance lowest track one. So I'll discard this one for 3 research. 5, 6, 7. And then I can move. And I can move up to 4 spaces. But I think I'm just going to move this one space over to here. That gets my coordination track up 1 as the arrival bonus. And now I'm going to have this person, eco-toxicologist, will do a conserve action in this space, and I'll just do the same one that I lost a moment ago. So it's going to cost me 2 research, 1, 2. And again, I can take a sonar action in zones 1 to 3. So I'm going to do zone 3. And I have the vortex and the cold water reef. And this one's a tough decision because I really want the double ingenuity bonus of the vortex, but I really want all these available actions on the cold water reef. But I think I need the discovery bonus more. So I'm going to put the cold water reef back. I'll keep the vortex. I'll just put it right there in the middle. So I gain 2 ingenuity, and that gives me an impact token. And we'll just keep moving down here and get a research out of it. So that goes up to 6. And now, because I took that action, I can move 1 vessel from this zone. And so I can move up to 5 spaces now. So I'm going to move this one 1, 2, 3 spaces to get another disc as the arrival bonus. And now I think I'll spend that disc with the vessel captain who can move twice. Actually, no. I'm going to use the field researcher instead, who can sonar and journal. Nope, lie again. I'm having a hard time. I'm gonna do the underwater photographer and just do the journal action. Final answer. And so I'm going to journal here. So this is that yellow journal. So this one is going to cost me 3 research. 1, 2, 3. And that gets me 1 coordination. And I can promote 1 recruit. And I think I'll make it the ROV operator. So they are now a deep sea videographer. This token goes back to the supply. And I need to replace the journal. All right, now I'm going to have the vessel captain move twice. So first I'll move this vessel down to this zone and gain 1 reputation. And then I'll move this vessel over to this zone and gain 1 of these badges to a tier 1 or 2 recruit. And the rules as written say, when you travel to the Underwave Academy, its arrival bonus lets you choose 1 badge from the zone, if any remain, and place it blue side up on a tier 1 or tier 2 specialist of yours that doesn't already have a badge. And then it says, if you promote a junior specialist that has a badge, the badge remains with the senior. So it doesn't say anything about the senior specialist not being able to gain a blue badge, even though they don't have, for example, the symbol, the 1 or 2 tier on the specialist tile on the back side here. So I'm going to take this conserve one and I'll put it on this specialist here so they can, replace either their dive or their conserve with a conserve. And you know what? Actually, I think I'm going to put that badge on the acoustics engineer, which is also a tier 1, so that should be fine. So let's now have this deep sea videographer dive and conserve, and I'm going to do that. I'll take the dive action here. So by doing that, I can now flip over this badge. So this is an and conserve. And what does my dive token get me? Up to 4 research or any advance any 1 track. This one's 3 research or advance my bottom track. So I'm going to spend this one because I got to spend 1 right away. I'll spend this one and gain the 4 research. 1, 2, 3, 4 gets me up to 7. And that was just the dive action, so I can take the conserve action as well right here. So that's going to cost me 1 research down to 6, and I gain 1 impact token, which goes over here and gets me 1 research back up to 7. So now I'm going to have this acoustics engineer take an action, and they can either move or sonar and conserve. So I'm going to conserve, and I'm going to do that in this zone where I have a vessel for a cost of 1 research, and I gain 1 reputation for that. And because of this link, now I also gain a disc. which is pretty important. And so that was a conserve action, and now I'm going to take the move action, and I'm going to move this vessel to here and gain another disc. Yes. And so now I will use my team leader to take a dive action, and I'm doing that here. So this one will give me 4 research, so let's spend it. 1, 2, 3, 4, it gets me up to 10. And now I'm going to take this action down here, this other conserve within the same depth. So I'm going to conserve on this tile here, and it really doesn't make much difference. I'll do it here, which is going to cost me 3. 1, 2, 3. And I advance the, not ingenuity, what do I keep on saying? Inspiration track once, and then gain an impact token as well. And we'll place the impact token here, gain a couple points for it. Now, since we're at the end, I might as well spend this last dive token for 3 more research. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't really matter, but that is it. That's the end of the game. So let's see how we did with these goals. And we'll start with these 3 bonus goals first. So leftover research, I need at least 6 research at the end of the game. I am at 10. So this one is accomplished. So let's put an impact marker on it. There's 1. Coordination and ingenuity need to be at least 22. And this is at 10 and 12. So that is 22. So that one is accomplished. Synergistic is zones with at least 1 disc or vessel of all players. I need at least 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that is all 3 of the bonus goals. Now let's check these others. I don't think I got sonar. I need at least 8 sonar spaces. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it. I had a 6th at one point and I had to return it because of a setback card. So I didn't get that one. Let's check journals. I need at least 5 discs on journal spaces. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it, 5. So I got that one. So that was 4 goals accomplished. Let's check conserve. I need at least 6 conservation discs. So I've got 1 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually got an extra on that one. So that is 5 goals, and I'm pretty confident I didn't get this one because I didn't get any of these tier 5 specialists, so that's going to make it really tough to score. But if we add it up, I need 20 points between tier 5 specialist bonuses, journal scoring, and impact board. So on the impact board, I only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then from journals, that gets me up to 7. So not nearly enough for 20. Although I have gotten as many as 27 on this mission, so it's definitely doable. But there you go. That was the Call of the Ocean with 5 of the 7 goals completed, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think this was my 7th playthrough of this game at this point, so I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of it. Things are starting to click. I'm certainly no expert. I do think the beginner difficulty is still a little bit of a challenge, but in my opinion, the game feels tight action-wise, but and resource-wise, but not as tight as some other games that I've played that there's a certain point where I don't enjoy it anymore, where I feel like you have to completely optimize or your hands are totally tied. But in this game, I feel like I do have options and I can still pivot a little bit. So I don't feel constrained, but it is definitely a challenge. But overall, this game is exactly what I was hoping it would be. It's super fun. The artwork is just gorgeous. You know, the theme is cool. I think it strikes a really nice balance between variability and replayability and consistency. It's a tough thing to balance. There's a little bit of randomness in there, but not an uncontrollable amount. So every game is different, but you also kind of know what to expect. So let me know what you think about Endeavor Deep Sea in the comments. I would love to know. If you've got any tips, I could definitely use them. You know, as I stated at the beginning, I am not an expert in this game or any other game. So I'm always happy to get strategy advice from viewers. So this is it. This is Endeavor Deep Sea. You will be seeing the other scenarios on this channel at some point. So if this is something you like, be sure to subscribe and do feel free to share it if you think somebody else would enjoy it as well. And if you leave a like or a comment, I'll know that that means you want more of this content. And of course, those things are always appreciated. So thank you very much for watching Table for One. I had an awesome time. I hope you did too, and I'll see you in the next video.